been watching a lot of unhinged anime lately. Mainly of the old school kind, but it did make me wonder if there was anything in the modern anime era that was also unhinged. So through this journey of finding more unhinged anime, I kind of stumbled upon a brand new one called The Kingdom of Ruins. Bruh. And yes, it did come out in the fall 2023 anime season, but it looks quite promising. Listen, I don't want to bore you with some of the details behind the backstory of this anime, but if there's anything that you guys need to know in regards to this series, The Kingdom of Ruins, it is the Salem Witch Trials. Why do I bring that up? Well, for those historians out there, this series is kind of like a retelling, at least I think it is, of what actually happened during the Salem Witch Trials, which was of course burning the witch, a la like Bleach. But you see, in this anime, the witches were, you know, God's creation and they were doing some good, but humans of course didn't like that. And so the whole premise of this series is how people hate witches. Like, people absolutely hate witches, like to the point that they are hanging them in this series. The main character's name is Adonis, and he has basically, he's like this witch's apprentice. The witch that he's the apprentice of is named Chloe, and essentially they are traveling and basically trying to escape these people who are trying to murder Chloe. I should mention this because it's kind of important. Adonis is not a witch, he's just a witch's apprentice. Adonis is a full-blood human. But if we're being honest, these people don't give a damn. Now, like in any good story with characters trying to run away, they get caught, and Chloe now has to defend not only herself but Adonis from these enemies. Unfortunately for them, the emperor of this series has a hard-on for Chloe, basically this witch, and he wants to make an example out of her, and of course, well, they get caught. Another cool tidbit is that Adonis does actually know how to use magic. Of course, we just mentioned earlier that he is actually the witch's apprentice, and after they do get caught and they get transported through the magic of science, which to me was a little bit amazing because usually in these series they really try to focus on one medium. So I found out real recently that this series is kind of like a magic versus type of science thing, which, like I said, could be a recipe for disaster, but that remains to be seen, because like we all are here for, this series gets unhinged really quickly. I'm just trying to figure out who decided that this needed to be the direction they needed to take for this series, because man, oh man, like what they do to Chloe in a few seconds, kind of brutal, not gonna lie. Not only did they strip Chloe of her clothes, they also stripped her of her magic, and as I said before, this is a world that is now based on science versus magic, and sequentially they have come up with a way to magic jammer Chloe. Now I want to harp back to the earlier point where I talked about that this is basically a retelling of the Salem Witch Trials, and once again what happened in the Salem Witch Trials was execution of witches. But in the Salem Witch Trial, these were people who were believed to be witches. In the Kingdoms of Ruin, these are people who are witches, and as such we should expect that an execution would actually happen in the series. Bruh, they didn't have to do that. They really didn't have to do any of that. Like they literally just cut her off from saying I love you, which makes it even more cold-blooded. But you thought that was just it. That's not, because they do this next. Like, they're literally lighting her up, and the animation just makes it seem that these bullets are just clearly piercing her entire body. Like, we're talking about disintegrating her, bro. And in the background, we're getting these flashbacks of Adonis and Chloe together, and it's trying to make this heartfelt movement that it just seems insane that this is the route they decided to go in. But I've been told, especially from people on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, and even in YouTube, because I did upload a YouTube short version of this, that the manga is just even that more graphic for what they do to Chloe, which is insane. Of course, this is how it got animated. The sound of her body, like the liquidly form, like just collapses and thumps to the ground, kind of sickening, not gonna lie. But even after all of this, folks, it's still not over. They make Adonis watch Chloe get her head chopped off, and then the emperor has the nerve to drag her head off the ground and share it with the people, to be like, yo, look what I've done, bro, let me flex. Like, this is crazy. Tell me it's not. It was at this point that I knew this series had potential to be actually amazing. I mean, just look at this man, bro. This man Adonis is in pain. He's hurt. He's gonna be looking for smoke. But then these mofos hit us with a time skip. And in this time skip, now we gotta wait even further for Adonis and his revenge. Like, they give us the title sequence after we just watched like how many minutes, like 15 minutes of it in this anime. They give us the opening theme and whatnot, and I thought that's a nice touch too, because the opening theme was also hitting. Like, you know, Adonis is gonna obviously be much older, and we know he's going to escape from whatever clutches that he's going to be in. We're summoning Gundams, it looks like, to be in the opening theme. Like, it's this the whole package of how they presented the episode 1 of Kingdom of Ruins. I love it. I love it. I say, yo, y'all sold me on episode 1. Don't let me down for episode 2. And I gotta say, by the looks of it, the way that they ended episode 1, giving us a glimpse of these other girls that have been captured, you know, you get the inkling that maybe these girls are also witches, you know, like that's the first thing that they really set up. But they really make sure to hype up the end of episode 1 when pink hair girl basically is able to escape, and she's able to mimic one of the guards, you know, voices, and basically this chamber opens and this man's eyes just shown, and you can only know that this man's Adonis. Like, I just gotta say, the fact that they had this man, who is the witch's apprentice, once again locked up in this chamber, bro, lets you know how dangerous this man is. So what the hell is gonna happen when this man gets let loose in episode 2? Guys, listen, after episode 1, there was literally nothing you could tell me about Adonis's revenge. I'm like, yo, bro, everybody can catch the smoke, bro. All these guys need to get smoked, right? And that's what I was saying in episode 1. And then Adonis breaks free and he does this. Ooh, yo, you about to take that pike and just right in the neck real quick. Take that knife through the forehead, bro. My man's and this clown here, yo, if only this clown here would have just realized that he was in danger, ran away, bro, he could have probably lived, because Adonis just you know, kind of, you know, shoots his dick off. But you know, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just I guess it's implied. Okay, it's implied. In any case, this other girl laying on the ground, she's there watching Adonis doing this thing, and she's thinking like to herself, oh god, am I next? And obviously, after just seeing what Adonis does, I mean, who wouldn't think that they next too? So she's even like, please don't, yamete kudasai. But obviously Adonis holds up the Glock towards her, and he shoots in her direction, but obviously it's to just break the chains that were around her wrists. And we just fast forward to Adonis escape. This man is out here in the streets. He took back his quill pen. I'm honestly thinking, like, bro, how OP can Adonis really be after being locked up for like, I'm guessing like 10 years, right? Like, he had no access to magic at all. He couldn't really learn new spells. So we have to basically just go off of whatever Chloe taught him. But you see, guys, that's where I honestly just underestimated how devious, how maniacal Adonis is, and exactly what was entailed for his revenge. Like, I've watched a lot of anime, bro, and I watched a lot of villains be unhinged and just murk anybody. Like, rarely does the main character has some screws loose and just says, yo, fuck him. Oh boy, oh man. Oh boy. If there's one shot that truly illustrates in this episode how crazy things are about to be, this is it right here. Listen, when I said I hope everybody catches it, I was just talking about the dudes that actually did bad things to him and the witches. I didn't know we were just gonna be smoking innocent civilians. Like, just look at the carnage. I'm just looking at the carnage that Adonis is just causing out here. Like, you got these people firing off their tank weapons and whatnot, and they're not doing much of anything to Adonis at all, bro. But it seems Adonis himself was kind of rusty, because he spent 10 years in solitude. But this is when we realize that Adonis wasn't just spending 10 years doing nothing, just twiddling his thumbs. Adonis was thinking for 10 years, how the hell do I kill people in the most effective way? How do I slaughter a nation, bro? And so for 10 whole years, he was coming up with new magic, written magic, bro. Like, this is crazy. Like 10 years spent on trying to exact revenge, bro. Like, I don't think I could dedicate myself 10 years for revenge, bro. But aside from all of that, I think one of the most unhinged sequences came when this man used the written style summoning magic to bring out these bullet bells, bro. And he just starts unloading into the crowd of people, bro. Like, just look, like, bro, an eye for an eye, bro. Like, my man just starts shooting all the women, all the children. He don't give a damn, bro. You who benefited from Chloe's death, you are catching these bullets. And just like a villain, my man starts laughing maniacally, bro. Like, you got some screws loose. But of course, he's a protagonist and he's crying because he knows deep down inside his heart, it's not really for the best, bro. Like, why am I crying over these innocent people that I'm killing? Obviously, you know, like, bro, is this really what my revenge amounted to? Of course not, bro. Of course not. But he knows that deep down inside, and he can't feel good about this just yet. But let me tell you something, right? You got this government here, this government with the empire and everything. You know, they're obviously out here to smoke witches, right? And obviously Adonis is trying to get his revenge on the emperor, who basically killed Chloe in front of him. But the craziest part about it is that the emperor, well, the emperor is on his deathbed. And I gotta be like, bro, of all, like, this is gonna be one of those series I feel where the emperor's gonna die, Adonis is gonna find out the emperor's gonna die or is dead, and he's not gonna be able to get his revenge, a la like how Thorfinn, you know, and Askeladd, for those of you who watch Vinland Saga. So I mean, I just wonder how this is going to spiral him, and maybe it'll spiral him worse. After unloading on all those people, after seeing that the emperor is about to be on his deathbed, we have some guidance about where things can go in this series. We have this pink hair girl who talks about bringing Chloe back to life. She's a witch, confirmed, and her and the other witches who are scared because of what the empire was doing, they have a way to bring Chloe back to life. And Adonis couldn't believe it himself. He thinks it's absolute cap, but I'm just like, bro, that would be crazy if they could bring Chloe back after all of this. Adonis is going on a rampage, killing other innocent people even in front of her and whatnot. But he starts to break down because, you know, he's like, bro, is there really a way for them to bring Chloe back? Like, you know, he even gets the flashback of this girl saying the same exact words, like, I'm glad I got to meet you, Adonis. If killing me makes you feel better, then I'm glad I was able to get killed by Chloe's apprentice. Like, bro, like, the feels are starting to happen right now. And it was at this point, bro, it was at this exact point when Adonis starts breaking down. He's like, bro, you could really bring her back? Man, damn, son, if you would have told me this, I wouldn't have murked all the other people, bro. Why can you tell me this from the beginning? And it was at this point that I just started thinking to myself, like, yo, man, damn, like, did you really have to murk all those people? Like, was it worth it? I'm like, yo, this pink hair girl, bro, she's gonna guide you to the correct future, man. Everything's gonna be all right. And then they do this. Nah, man, fuck all of them guys, bro. Fuck them all.